Young Sheldon breaks the Big Bang Theory and its own timeline. Hello everyone, my name is Alana. Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like. Up caution. Episode 13 of Young Sheldon's 6th season contains spoilers. In addition to creating numerous narrative holes, Young Sheldon has disrupted both its own timeline and that of the Big Bang Theory. The canon created by its parent series is likewise moved as Young Sheldon develops. Jim Parsons' narration as adult Sheldon enables CBS to highlight their relationship, even though its weekly tales don't significantly affect the continuity. The voiceover in Young Sheldon Season 6, Episode 13, however, makes some people wonder where the prequel stands in the Big Bang Theory timeline at the moment. It seems since that CBS has left Young Sheldon's time setting ambiguous. But according to a number of facts in the family sitcom, it is already 1993, meaning George's death is not far off. Sheldon and Missy are both approaching their 13th birthdays at this time, depending on the month. All of that makes sense in terms of the prequel's timeframe, but a comment made by adult Sheldon's narrator raises an issue for the Big Bang Theory regarding the character's purported age in the future. Related, with one exclusion, Young Sheldon is superior to the Big Bang Theory. Amy discussed his son Leonard Cooper's high school graduation when he made an unexpected cameo appearance on Young Sheldon Season 4. Since Sheldon received the Nobel Prize in Physics at the age of 39 in the Big Bang Theory finale, an adult Sheldon would, at the very least, be in his early 50s. That is, if he and Amy became pregnant right away after their academic success. However, he disclosed in his Young Sheldon Season 6 Episode 12 comment that it had only been 30 years since Missy persuaded him to take care of Paige after she passed out. Since adult Sheldon is only 42 or 43 years old, it is just not possible that he could discuss his and Amy's son's high school graduation because he would not be old enough to begin his education. It is impossible that Leonard Cooper could have completed secondary school at this pace, even if he is as brilliant as his parents, and was born a year after the conclusion of the Big Bang Theory. Unfortunately, this incident is a new problem that CBS will have to deal with going forward, because it was never brought up in the nerd-centric sitcom, and Young Sheldon didn't focus on the subject. There is a simple solution to this chronological mess, even though it would still be preferable if Young Sheldon completely ignored TBD. CBS can just state that Sheldon's grown up, the narration is not presented chronologically. Why adult Sheldon is narrating some of his childhood experiences is still unknown. He might be narrating these anecdotes out of sequence, though, if it turns out to be accurate that he is writing an autobiography after winning the Nobel Prize in the Big Bang Theory conclusion. He can simply adhere to what he recalls from that specific day. Young Sheldon breaks the Big Bang Theory and its own timeline. You won't believe what just happened. Hold onto your seats, Young Sheldon fans, because Season 6 just dropped an earth-shattering twist that has officially broken both the Big Bang Theory timeline and the Young Sheldon timeline. That's right, the show has now thrown us into uncharted territory, and the events that transpired in this shocking episode will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the entire franchise. You thought you knew the TBD universe like the back of your hand? Think again. In an unexpected move, Young Sheldon has just broken the unspoken rules of timeline continuity between the two shows. And if you've ever wondered how much creative freedom the writers are willing to take, this moment will have you rethinking everything you've ever seen on screen. This isn't just another "oops, we messed up" moment. This is a full-blown reality-shattering event. A timeline disaster. What happened? For years, Young Sheldon has carefully built itself as the charming prequel series to the Big Bang Theory, a show that we've all come to know and love. It seemed like we had a solid grasp on Sheldon's childhood, his awkward social interactions, his family dynamics, and even his gradual evolution into the eccentric genius we see in TBDT. But Young Sheldon Season 6 has thrown a pivotal episode titled A Reckoning in the Cooper Family Tree. Something occurs that's never been seen before in either show. The timeline that fans have relied on for years is suddenly thrown into disarray. And it's not just a minor error or continuity hiccup, it's a massive universe-altering shift that will change the way you watch TBT forever. The timeline break. What did young Sheldon do? So, what exactly happened that could possibly break the timeline? It all starts when Sheldon's childhood story takes an unexpected turn, one that directly contradicts key details and facts from the Big Bang Theory. For example, there are moments where Sheldon and Leonard, two of TBD's central characters, recall events from their college days. In the original series, we're given a clear timeline and backstory about their shared history, including how Sheldon became the socially awkward genius we all know. But in Young Sheldon, certain key events are reworked in a way that doesn't just confuse viewers, it flat out contradicts previously established facts. For instance, there's a crucial detail about Sheldon's interaction with Leonard at Caltech, which is now portrayed very differently in Young Sheldon. This new interpretation of their relationship directly conflicts with TBT's established timeline. The moment that truly breaks the timeline happens during a flashback in which Sheldon attends a pivotal science fair. The way Sheldon's relationship with his family is presented in this scene completely disrupts his backstory as we know it from the Big Bang Theory. For example, Sheldon's mother, Mary, is depicted in a way that doesn't align with the strict, religious, nurturing figure we see in TVD. Suddenly, the Mary Cooper we've grown to love feels entirely out of character, raising questions about the entire foundation of Sheldon's upbringing. What does this mean for the Big Bang Theory timeline? Fans of TBDT have long accepted the established backstory of Sheldon and his family. From his complicated relationship with his father, George Sr., to his early childhood experiences with his twin sister, Missy, we thought we knew exactly how things unfolded. But young Sheldon just tossed that all up in the air, and not in a fun, mysterious new theory kind of way. For example, in The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon mentions key details about his early years, like the fact that he was a child prodigy who was socially awkward and unable to connect with people in any meaningful way. He also gives us insight into his family's dynamics, including how his father's behavior shaped his own views. Young Sheldon has always strived to show us the events leading up to Sheldon's neurotic, quirky personality, but the new events introduced in Season 6 have shaken that understanding to its core. This creates a huge problem for fans who followed the timeline of both shows meticulously. How can Sheldon's history make sense when both his parents and his interactions with his friends seem to be rewritten at the most inconvenient moments? It's a tough pill to swallow for anyone who's invested in the continuity of the TBDT universe. Young Sheldon vs. TBDT. The Battle of Continuity. This isn't the first time young Sheldon has bent the rules of TBDT's timeline, but it's by far the most extreme. In earlier seasons of Young Sheldon, viewers noticed a few discrepancies here and there, like Sheldon's backstory about growing up with his father, or even the portrayal of Mary Cooper's role in his life. These small moments were easy to overlook because they didn't break the fundamental foundation of the story. But now, in Season 6, young Sheldon has opened up a can of worms that can't be easily closed. With such massive timeline changes, it's impossible to ignore the contradictions between the two shows. It raises the question, are the creators intentionally trying to create a more flexible timeline, or is this simply an oversight on their part? It also begs the question, can the writers of Young Sheldon fix this massive discrepancy in the future, or are we destined to live with this fractured timeline forever? If future episodes attempt to explain away these contradictions, fans are bound to be even more confused. Yet TBD fans still have a lot of love for the characters, even if the timeline itself is the shock and outrage. As expected, the reaction from fans has been nothing short of explosive. Social media exploded with posts, comments, and memes as people shared their shock over this timeline-breaking moment. Fans who have followed both shows since day one are especially vocal about their disappointment, with many feeling betrayed by the narrative choices made in this latest Young Sheldon episode. "I can't believe they did this. How does this even make sense with everything we've seen in The Big Bang Theory? They're rewriting history," wrote one fan on Reddit, expressing frustration over the timeline inconsistencies. Another fan tweeted, "I never thought I'd see the day when Young Sheldon broke the Big Bang Theory timeline. This is not what I signed up for." There's also a portion of fans who are taking the opposite approach, saying that this unexpected twist is a clever way of introducing new storylines that are open to interpretation. Some argue that the shows are fiction, and the writers should have the freedom to adapt the timeline as they see fit. Is this the end of the TBD timeline as we know it? After this monumental event, it's hard to say what will happen next. Could we see more changes to the timeline in the future, or will Young Sheldon attempt to fix the discrepancies it created? Fans are already speculating on what this means for future seasons of both shows. Will Sheldon ever talk about this shocking new event? How will Leonard react when he finds out that his version of events no longer holds water? While we can't be sure about the future, one thing's for certain. Young Sheldon has completely shattered the illusion of a perfect timeline between these two beloved shows. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is up to you, but one thing is clear: the TBBT universe will never be the same again. So buckle up, folks. This is only the beginning of what promises to be one of the most controversial moments in TV history. And if you haven't caught up on Young Sheldon, now's the time to see the timeline disaster for yourself. You won't believe what just happened. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.